Hey, welcome into another edition of the Lowdown presented by Layman's Hardware and Old Time General Store. And for those of you who are going to the state baseball tournament tomorrow for semifinals, Russia St. Henry, 4 o'clock, preceded by the 1 o'clock Thursday Division I semifinal between Anthony Wayne and Olentangy Orange. Shout out to the Pioneers. Well, you're going right by Layman's. You're going right on 30, right by Layman's, 4 miles south of Layman's, in fact. Well, Layman's is 4 miles south of Route 30, just off Kidron Road. So you ought to stop. You ought to stop either on the way in or on the way out. Phenomenal retail experience. I'll tell you more about it in a second. But let's get to the state baseball semifinals Thursday, state finals on Saturday. What a matchup we have. Division I, as I said, Olentangy Orange, surprise winner out of the Central Regional. Orange, great job by head coach Tom Marker, getting it done against, and I know it's painful, Olentangy Liberty, intra-district rivals there. Liberty had a great year, beat Orange 3 times in OCC play. Hard to beat a team 3 times, really hard to beat them 4 times. Orange jumped out in front. Same formula they followed in the regional championship game against Grove City, and they won that game as well. Orange is playing really, really well. Got a big lift from the return of shortstop Charlie Chauvin. I had to look at his name because I want to make sure I pronounce it the right way. He got a bad injury early in the year, collided with another player. That player has not come back, but Charlie Chauvin is back. He had a couple big hits for Orange in their regional victories over Liberty and over Grove City, and he will be back. Of course, the guy who really makes it go for Olentangy Orange is Diego Estacio, their cleanup hitter. He's phenomenal. So we'll see if Orange can beat Anthony Wayne. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see them playing for the state championship on Saturday. The other game that we are most interested in, we're going to cover them all because that's what we do at Press Pros, is, of course, Russia, your defending Division IV state champion, and St. Henry. St. Henry, Russia, not very far apart at all. A lot of commonalities, shall we say, between Russia and St. Henry. St. Henry has a great baseball tradition. And their head coach, Mike Gast, he was on a state football champion at St. Henry, but he's never coached a state baseball champion. And it's really hard to repeat as state champion in baseball. And that's what Russia is trying to do because they upset Lincoln View last year in the title game. I don't know if it's an upset or not. I mean, they won the game handily. What was it, 10-4? It's hardly an upset when you beat a team by 6 runs. Both these teams have outstanding pitching staffs. You don't get back there without it. And yes, they did meet earlier in the year. Score is not even relevant because neither team pitched their 1, neither team pitched their 2 in that game. So they're kind of familiar with each other, but they play a lot of sports against each other, most notably basketball. So this one's going to be interesting. I would give a big advantage in this one to the team that scores first. Because if you're St. Henry and you get on the board against Xavier Flippo, that's going to be big. Yeah, I think Flippo will start for Russia in the semifinal. And St. Henry, I'm not sure who they're going to go with, but I know that it would be big if St. Henry were able to get on the board against Flippo. Likewise, if Russia were able to get on the board. That's one of the things that Tom Marker prioritizes at Olentangy Orange. They've got a checklist of things they try to do. Score first is one. Answer when the other team scores is another. Get the big inning is another. And Orange has done that throughout the postseason. That's why they are within two wins of their first state baseball championship ever. This is a school that's only been around for 15 years? Since 2008. They've won a couple state championships in other sports. But Orange, Liberty, Berlin, and Olentangy High School, they play great baseball in the Olentangy district. As my friend Craig Shearer of Shearer Landscaping is quick to point out, shout out to Craig, and Polaris Pools. If you need a pool, check out Polaris Pools. When you are thinking about Olentangy baseball in the summertime, what better way to cool off from a hot day at the Diamond than jumping in a beautiful Polaris pool? But we are looking forward to having the Hall of Famer Hal McCoy, the Baseball Hall of Famer Hal McCoy. Wrap your arms around that. If anybody else is even bothering to cover the state baseball, well, they're going to do it with somebody who is vastly inferior to a guy who has covered the Cincinnati Reds, including the Big Red Machine, World Championships back-to-back in 1975 and 1976. Look it up, kids. The legendary Hal McCoy. He'll be writing some of the baseball this weekend at Canal Park. Our outstanding cast of photographers and other writers will be there as well. Steve Blackledge on the Division I game. Nobody knows Central Ohio sports better than Blackie. So follow us on Twitter at PressPros at Press Pros. Follow us on Instagram, Press Pros Magazine. Follow us on Facebook, Press Pros Magazine. And we sure hope you follow us to Layman's, because you're going right by it. You might as well stop, grab an ice cream cone, grab lunch in the cafe, browse the unbelievable inventory. You'll never find an inventory anywhere like Layman's Hardware, an old-time general store. You got a kitchen section. You got antiques all over the place. You got dry goods. You got products you see only on Shark Tank. You've got, of course, a hardware section. You've got a great case knife display. You have so many different things at Layman's that you're going to walk out of there and go, wow, I can't wrap my head around that. I should have budgeted 2 or 3 hours here instead of just an hour. Yeah, you should have, which means it's why you should have to go back, and will go back another time. Take a trip to Amish country, make sure Layman's is on your itinerary, and make sure you enter, as we are into a new month of June. And at the end of the month, we will do what we do at the end of every month since our partnership with Layman's started. We will award a $50 gift card. You see the details right down there on the crawl below me right now. $50 gift card to Layman's when you go to pressproscontest@gmail.com. pressproscontest@gmail.com, and say, I want to win. You might win the $50 gift card from Layman's. We appreciate our partnership with them. We appreciate you for being a Press Pros reader. No paywall ever at Press Pros Magazine. That's what sets us apart. Thank our sponsors. We thank you. We look forward to who we will crown as a state baseball champion this weekend. There'll be 4 of them, and you'll get the details. Free and fantastic right here at your home for all things sports in Western and Central Ohio. PressProsMagazine.com. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow once the games are done.